a manifested form of a spiritual entity harbouring from terrestrial or other realms, or a flesh and blood creature resulting from a chaotic offshoot of evolution or mutation. Item number Alpha 091, the Goatman. Goatmen are bipedal entities which are said to inhabit forested regions across the globe. Although numerous encounters with goatmen have been reported across the Americas, Europe and Asia, the majority of sightings centre around the USA. They appear to favour temperate wooded environments, but like other large bipedal cryptids, such as Sasquatch, they are also able to inhabit mountainous regions and taiga. Historical overview. The exact origins of this creature are obscure and vary greatly, often being viewed as either ancient Greek mythical creatures, embodiments of the devil, the byproduct of a disastrous genetic experiment, or the manifestations of a farmer's curse. Therefore, it is unknown when these creatures were first sighted. References to goatmen in ancient cultures point to the possibility that these creatures may have been either worshipped or revered as demons. This is particularly true in the medieval period. Physical characteristics. These entities are predominantly bipedal, similar to other cryptids such as Bigfoot, deermen and dogmen. In the majority of encounters, these creatures have been described as possessing goat or ram heads with squarish teeth, human-like torsos and the hind legs of goats. Goatmen stand around 6 to 8 feet tall, but can possibly grow to 10 plus feet. These creatures appear to possess high levels of physical strength and show signs of great speed and agility. They typically have a stocky build, with female members of this species displaying more feminine curves. Goatmen's hind legs are very muscular and powerful, and in most cases terminate in hooves, as is expected given their name. Likewise, their forearms are muscular, with hominid-like hands usually consisting of 5 fingers ending with claws. In some cases, these creatures are said to possess glowing eyes in colours ranging from red, amber, yellow, green and white. Although this may be the result of reflective optic properties, stories of goatmen's eyes glowing with internal light persist. Goatmen typically have a shaggy coat of fur in colours such as white, grey or black. Their fur is normally unkempt and filthy, and the creatures are usually accompanied by an odour of musk, horse dung and earth. Goatmen horns vary in shape and size, matching those of several different goat or ram species. Examples of goatmen with human faces and horns have also been reported, similar in appearance to satyrs. Some witnesses report goatmen to be almost skeletal. However, it is likely that this is in fact an entirely different entity. Intelligence and behaviour. If accounts are to be believed, goatmen have demonstrated reasonable levels of intelligence and can mimic sounds. In some cases, goatmen have been witnessed constructing and phrasing complete sentences or even humming. The languages these creatures can produce sound human, but they possess a larger vocal range, able to produce higher and lower tones. As such, any mimicked voices are not completely identical and sometimes include echoing. It is possible that this is intentional, so as to intimidate foes or aid the creature in hunting or territorial disputes. Goatmen's cries can range from disturbing screams, shrieks or growls to deeper and elongated goat bleats. Currently, some accounts of tool usage by goatmen exist, but appear to be limited to weapons. Goatmen are most likely to be omnivores owing to eyewitness accounts of the creatures eating deer. Similarly to wild animals, reports suggest that the behaviour of these creatures varies depending on whether the eyewitness and the creature are aware of each other's presence. Should this entity notice you, you will likely find yourself in one of the following situations. Firstly, it may flee instantly, perhaps before you are aware of its presence. Secondly, a standoff with the goatman may occur until one or both parties flee. Thirdly, the creature may act territorially, displaying intimidating or potentially dangerous or life-threatening behaviour. There have been accounts of these creatures attacking vehicles or throwing themselves bodily against buildings and even invading property. Abnormal characteristics. According to some accounts, these creatures can shapeshift. This suggests either an unusual natural ability or the capability of using occult practices to some degree. However, the existence of this shapeshifting ability remains unlikely, and could be explained by another entity mimicking this creature's form. No accounts so far have described this entity as manifesting visible Malanmu. However, in some cases, encounters with these creatures are preceded by unnatural silence in the surrounding area, and eyewitnesses report feeling a sense of dread. There are also encounters of witnesses collapsing or becoming immobilized with fear. Conclusion. Our current findings suggest that goatmen are either a manifested form of a spiritual entity, harbouring from terrestrial or other realms, or a flesh and blood creature resulting from a chaotic offshoot of evolution or mutation, similar to apes and other hominids that adapted to walk on their hind legs. The possibility occurs to us that the mutations responsible for the goatman's form could arise as the result of the intent of another power of earthly or perhaps unearthly origin. Goatmen have demonstrated a reasonable level of intelligence and should not be underestimated. Treat with caution. Recommend hiding or exiting the area immediately should you encounter this creature. Use appropriate tools at your disposal as needed. More data on goatmen are needed, as well as DNA and other physical evidence. Additional notes. Taiga. This is also known as a snow forest, normally comprised of pine trees. Malanmu. The earliest reference to this is in ancient Mesopotamia, where all gods, demons, monsters, and even people could appear cloaked in radiance, which manifests as otherworldly flames around their body. This was, according to sources, a representation of willpower, presence, and other traits such as power over the physical and spiritual realms. Malanmu can inspire terror in normal people and animals, and appears to be an evolution of the individual's aura, although auras themselves are a matter of further speculation. There have been accounts of flesh-eating ghosts, which could account for the reports of the goatman's dietary activity. However, this requires further verification.